RYB Education is listed in New York Stock Exchange right here.
Right.
So that RYB Education, the China early childhood providers, plunged last Friday about 38%, and then from the back. So for you, it was pledged for the child abuse. So for you, what usually this kind of situation dealt with in the U.S. market?
No, I mean, if you look in the U.S. market right now, we talk about all the stuff that's going on in the sexual harassment in the media space and these big names being fired from their jobs and things like that. It's an enormous story. Now you're bringing children involved, and that does not look very good at all. So the problem that we have now is social media. These stories are rampant. They may not be factual. They may not be proven at all, but they're out there on social media. So the old adage is where there's smoke, there's fire, and generally that's how people operate. Friday, for example, when the stock was down 38%, that's a product of a market being somewhat, I don't want to say illiquid, because there was plenty of volume. There's 12 million shares, I think, traded that particular day. But it's a day when there's a lot of people that are off. So moves tend to be a little bit exaggerated. But if there's any truth to this rumor, that 38% might not even be enough, because there are going to be a lot of people in the U.S. that are going to be unable to invest in, if in fact it's true.
But some investors just look around and start to dump the stocks, and others just like to be like a bottom fisher, so on the RYB. So
yeah,
what's your view on the bottom line of the capital markets as an investor?
Remember, it's the old adage is never catch a falling knife. So as a stock continues to go down, you think that you're getting a bottom and keeps getting lower and lower and lower. There's a lot to this story. So fundamentally, the company may be good, but if this is a rampant or a prevalent incident that does happen, and from what I read, it's maybe more than one. If that's true, you're not catching the bottom here. This story will have further to go. The other problem is that this wouldn't be cleared up overnight. This is going to take a while to solve, and there's going to be a lot of different parties that are going to be involved in investigating this, and they all may have a little bit of a different opinion. But right now, I think your institutional investor is going to say, you know what, I don't need to be invested in this right now. I can be invested in so many other things that are making money. Let me take a step back, let me reevaluate and see how they do going forward. So this story has a lot to play out.
The foundation of the company is not good.
Yeah, I mean, if they're, they have, I think I saw 330,000 kids that they deal with on a daily basis. What are the odds that something happened to someone? It may be true.
That maybe the individual.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a bad, apple in the bunch, right? And what happens is that it's a broad brush. So everyone now suffers because of this. And that's the way it is with a public company. These in social media, these things will be overly examined, and people become overly cautious now investing in it, because now they've been maybe possibly burned. When you see a stock move cutting by 38% in one particular day, you're going to be hesitant to get back in if you were a long-only buyer.
If you keep buying these stocks, and when you notice that kind of thing happen for children.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you include children in it, it's going to eliminate a whole section of people. And they're going to say, moralistically, I'm never going to be involved in this. There are a thing called vice stocks out there, the tobacco names, the alcohol names that some people will never get involved in because they don't smoke and they don't drink. So that eliminates a whole section of possible investors. And I think people right now are just hesitant as a whole to invest in anything that is on social media negatively.
What kind of engine do you think can be regarded as the acceptable result?
If the investigation comes out that it in fact wasn't true, that social media had played this out to a bigger extent, because rumors, when they happen, I send out you a rumor and you send it out to 5 people and it explodes dramatically, right, exponentially. So I think the only way this plays out is if in fact there was only these 2 people. At this point, if there was just the two people that were involved in one particular daycare center in Beijing, that's important, that there's finality to that. There's no other thing.
If it's not the rumor.
If it's not the rumor, then you're going to find that, but people I still think will be hesitant. I don't think you're going to see a 38% move to the upside the next day. I think people are going to say, you know what, I need to hear this played out. I need to make sure. I need to have confirmation that this did not take place. And that's hard to do in this day and age, because we've gone from a society here in America where you are innocent until proven guilty. You know, it is more, you're guilty until proven innocent, and it takes time to prove your innocence.
Sure. And for the last question about the equity backs of the increasing economy growth lifted the investor spirit, and the result was the closing of the post-Thanksgiving trading for the S&P 500 about 26,000. So what parts and what sectors for the investors do you think they need to think about for caution?
Today's a great example of the healthy sector rotation that we've seen. You know, they're talking about value stocks over growth stocks. Today you're seeing this massive rotation out of some of those growth stocks, the internet stocks, these stocks that are, you know, the chip stocks, for example, up 100% on the year. You've seen a rotation out of those into some names that we haven't seen. Some of the retail names, you know, some of the brick and mortar retail names are seeing a huge bid to them today. Some of the transport names, we haven't seen the market as it reaches all-time high. We haven't seen the transport make all-time highs. Usually that's the leader. Financials, I mean, that's why the Dow is up today, single-handedly because of the financials. So I think you're going to continue to see that play out to the end of the year, and now you're seeing value money come in as opposed to growth money.